I am our prisoner, the world is changed. Mado Nene, I feel it in the water. Mado Nene, I feel it in the earth. Noston Willet, I smell it in the air. Much that once was is lost, for none now live who remember it. It began with the forging of the great rings, 3 rings for the elven kings under the sky, 7 for the dwarf lords in their halls of stone, 9 for mortal man doomed to die, 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne, in the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie. 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to find them, 1 ring to bring them all together, and in the darkness bind them, in the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie. And some things that should not have been forgotten were lost. History became legend, legend became myth, and for 2,500 years, the ring passed out of all knowledge, until when chance came, and something happened that the ring did not intend. It was picked up by the most unlikely creature imaginable, a hobbit, Bilbo Baggins of the Shire. For the time will soon come when hobbits will shape the fortunes of all.
You have done well to come. You will hear today all that you need in order to understand the purposes of the enemy. There is naught that you can do other than to resist, with hope or without it. But you do not stand alone. You will learn that your trouble is but part of the trouble of the Western world. The ring. What should we do with the ring? The least of rings. The trifle that Sauron fences. That is the doom that we must deem. That is the purpose for which you are called hither. All, I say, though I have not called you to me, strangers from distant lands, you have come and are here met in this very nick of time. By chance, that it may seem, yet it is not so. Believe rather that it is so ordered that we who sit here and none others must now find counsel for the peril of the world. Now therefore, things shall be openly spoken that have been hidden from all but a few until this day.
Bring out the ring, Frodo. The time has come.
Behold Isildur's bane.
A halfling? So that is what became of the ring?
Elrond's ring, the ring of power. The doom of man.
In a dream, I thought the eastern sky grew dark, and there was a growing thunder. But in the west, a pale light lingered, and out of it I heard a voice, remote but clear, singing, "Seek for the sword that was broken. In Imladris it dwells. There shall be counsels taken, stronger than Morgul spells. There shall be shown a token that doom is near at hand. For Isildur's bane shall waken, the halfling forth shall stand." Isildur's bane.
Oromir,
Asnagi Derbatuluk. Asnagi Gimbatul. Asnagi Tharakatuluk. Asruzun Isi Timbatul.
never before has any voice dares to utter words of that tongue in Imladris.
And let us hope that none will ever speak it here again. Nonetheless, I do not ask your pardon, Master Elrond. For if that tongue is not to be soon heard in every corner of the West, then let all put aside doubt that this thing is indeed what the wise have declared, the treasure of the enemy, fought with all his malice. And in it lies a great part of his strength of old. Out of the black years comes the words that the smiths of Eregion heard and knew that they had been betrayed. One ring to rule them, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness find them. Know also, my friends, that I learned more yet from Gollum. He was thought to speak, and his tale was unclear, but it is beyond all doubt that he went to Mordor, and there all that he knew was forced from him. Thus the enemy knows now that the one is found, that it was long in the Shire, and since his servants have pursued it almost to our door, he soon the fellowship of the ring will know. Already he may know, even as I speak, that we have it here.
Why should we not think that the great ring has come into our hands to serve us in the very hour of need? Wielding it, the free lords of the free may surely defeat the enemy.
You cannot wield it. None of us can. The One Ring answers to Sauron alone. It has no other master. And here in the house of Elrond, more shall be made clear to you.
And who are you? And what have you to do with Minas Tirith?
He is Aragorn, son of Arathorn, and he is descended through many fathers from Isildur, Elendil's son of Minas Ithil. He is the chief of the Dunedain in the north, and a few are now left of that folk.
Aragorn? This is Isildur's heir?
And heir to the throne of Gondor.
Gondor has no king.
Sit down, Legolas. For my part, I forgive your doubt. Little do I resemble the figures of Elendil and Isildur as they stand carven in their majesty in the halls of Denethor. I am but the heir of Isildur, not Isildur himself.
It belongs to you, and not to me at all.
It does not belong to either of us, but it has been ordained that you should hold it for a while.
Aragorn is right. We cannot use it.
You have only one choice. The ring must be destroyed.
Then what are we waiting for?
The ring cannot be destroyed, Gimli, son of Gloin, by any craft that we here possess. The ring was made in the fire's Mount Doom. Only there can it be unmade. It must be taken deep into Mordor, and cast back into the fiery chasm from whence it came. One of you must do this.
Thus we return once more to the destroying of the ring, and yet we come no nearer. What strength have we for the finding of the fire in which it was made? That is the path of despair. Of folly, I would say, if the long wisdom of Elrond did not forbid me.
I do not understand all this. Why do you speak ever of hiding and destroying? Valor needs first strength, then a weapon. The ring be your weapon, if it has such power as you say. Take it and go forth to victory.
Alas, no. We cannot use the ruling ring that we now know too well. It belongs to Sauron and was made by him alone. It is altogether evil. His strength, Boromir, is too great for anyone to wield at will, save only those who have already a great power of their own. But for them, it holds an even deadlier peril. The very desire of it corrupts the heart. Consider Saruman. If only of the wise should with this ring overthrow the Lord of Mordor, using his own arts, he will then set himself on Sauron's throne. And yet another dark lord will appear. That is another reason why the ring shall be destroyed. As long as it is in the world, it will be a danger even to the wise. For nothing is evil in the beginning. Even Sauron was not so. I fear to take the ring to hide it. I will not take the ring to wield it.
Nor I.
So be it. Then in Gondor we must trust to such weapons as we have. And at the least, while the wise ones guard this ring, we will fight on. Mayhap the sword that was broken will stem the tide. If the hand that wields it has inherited not an heirloom only, but the sinews of the kings of men.
Very well, Master Elrond. Say no more. It is plain enough what you are pointing at. Bilbo, the silly hobbit, started this affair, and Bilbo had better finish his war himself. I was comfortable here and getting on with my book. If you want to know, I am writing an ending for it. I had thought of putting, and he lived happily ever afterward to the end of his days. It's a good ending, and none the worse for having been used before. But now I shall have to alter that. It doesn't look like coming true. And anyway, there will evidently have to be several more chapters if I live to write them. It's a frightful nuisance. Why not I start?
Of course, my dear Bilbo. If you had already started this affair, you might be expected to finish it. But you know well enough now that starting is too great a claim for any, and that only a small part is played in great deeds by any hero. You need not bow. Though the word was meant, and we do not doubt that under jest you are making a valiant offer, but one beyond your strength, Bilbo. You cannot take this thing back. It has passed on. If you need my advice any longer, I should say that your part is ended, unless as a recorder. Finish your book and leave the ending unaltered. There is still hope for it. But get ready to write a sequel when they come back.
I have never known you to give me pleasant advice before, as all your unpleasant advice has been good. I wonder if this advice is not bad. Still, I don't suppose I have the strength or the luck left to deal with the ring. It has grown and I have not. But tell me, What do you mean by they?
The messengers who sent the ring.
Exactly. And who are they to be? That seems to be what this council has to decide, and all that it has to decide. Elves may thrive on speech alone, and dwarves endure great weariness. But I am only an old hobbit, and I miss my meal at noon. Can't we think of some names now, or put it off till after dinner?
One does not simply walk into Mordor. These black gates are guarded by more than just orcs. There is evil there that does not sleep, and the great eye is ever watchful. It is a barren wasteland, riddled with fire and ash and dust. The very air you breathe is poisonous fume. Not with 10,000 men could you do this. It is folly.
Have you heard nothing Lord Elrond has said? The ring must be destroyed.
And I suppose you think you're the one to do it.
And what if we fail? What then? What happens when Sauron takes back what is his?
I will be dead before I see the ring in the hands of an elf. Never trust an elf.
Now come. Pray do not interrupt, my good Gimli. That was a recognizable and regrettable misunderstanding long set right. If all the grievances that stand between elves and dwarves are supposed to be brought up in here today, we might as well abandon the council.
I will take the ring, though I do not know the way.
I will help you bear this burden, Frodo Baggins, as long as it is yours to bear.
If by my life or death I can protect you, I will. You have my sword.
And you have my bow.
My axe.
Carry the fates of us all, little one. If this is indeed the will of the council, then Gondor will see it done.
If I understand all that I have heard, I think that this task is appointed for you, Frodo. And though all the mighty elf friends of all were assembled together, your seat should be among them. But it is a heavy burden, so heavy that none could lay it on another. I do not lay it on you, but if you take it freely, I will say that your choice is right, and that if you do not find a way, no one will. This is the hour of the Shire folk, when they arrive from their quiet fields to shake the towers and councils of the great.